Is the latter app really worth the money, or is it just another fitness app that you will download, use for a few weeks, and then just forget about? I've been consistently training with ladder since September 2025, so I have a clear opinion on what it does pretty well, what I don't love about it, and most importantly, who should and who should not use it. So, if you've been thinking about trying ladder, today I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to know before you pay for it. And make sure you stick around until the end because I'm going to tell you how I actually paid less than the regular price for it, and I'll share exactly how much I paid. So let's get into it. I have some notes here because there are some things that I want to make sure I cover. So let's start with what is Ladder. Ladder is a strength training app, and what makes Ladder different is you pick a coach or a team, and that coach will guide you through workouts using videos and voiceovers. So you're not scrolling through random workouts. And the membership levels, you have the annual membership where you can switch teams or coaches as much as you want. And then you have the pro monthly where you can only switch teams twice a month. Now, what makes Ladder really different is how the teams work. When I say team, you're basically choosing which coach or trainer you want based on your goals and what type of training style you prefer. So each coach is going to have their own focus and their own training style. And so you get to select. So there's a section in the app where you can read about each trainer's training style and their focus, and you can also read about their credentials. And then there's also a survey that you can take that would give you a recommendation. So when I first started, I had picked between two teams, and then I did the survey, and it kind of brought up the same teams that I was thinking about, and there may have been one other suggestion. So I'm on Team Ascend with Coach Aria, and I chose her because her main focus is traditional bodybuilding with a focus on glutes. And she does little to no cardio, which it said in that section. And so I knew that's what I wanted. And I love Coach Aria because she has really good cues. So her cues are cues that I've never heard before, and they actually work where you can actually feel the muscle that she's talking about, which I've never had that muscle connection before without her cues. You're not locked into a particular team forever. You can switch teams based on your membership level. Personally, I haven't switched teams because I really like Coach Aria, and so I can't seem to part with her. I'm loving her programming, but I do try other trainers through what they call flex workouts. Just if you don't have a lot of time, you can do a 30-minute workout with any of the other coaches. And that's how I try other teams. So I really like Kelly Matthews. She focuses on like athletic conditioning. Um, and then I like Stevie. I haven't tried any of her workouts. She's a beginner. She does beginner strength training, but she has a walk video, and I do her walk a lot. And I guess I like her motivational speeches during the walk. So I just really enjoy doing her walks or walking with her basically. And then I like Shelby. She has a glute focused strength training program. So I don't really do any of her lower body workouts, but often I do one of these arm workouts she has, and so I really like her coaching as well. Another thing that is unique about Ladder is the workouts are organized in 6-week blocks, so there are no random workouts. So your trainer will drop, they call it the drop, on Sunday all of the workouts for the week. So each week you get a new set of workouts, and they'll drop the workouts, and then you can preview them, and they drop on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And they're organized, so there's a workout for every single day. So there's a Monday workout, a Tuesday workout, but you can switch them, mix and match. If, for example, when you choose your team, you want to choose your team based on the equipment that you have. And so because I'm on Coach Aria's team, her team has a mix between going to the gym and you can, work out from home as well. So, for example, if she has a lot of items or machines programs on one particular day, I may do it on the day that I'm actually in the gym, if I have to. But otherwise, I kind of try to stick to the days that she programs. And so, like I said, they're set up in 6 week blocks. And then after the 6 weeks, there's this deload period. And what that is you kind of reduce the weight. They also call it open season, where you can switch teams and switch coaches and try out a new team and do their 6 week block. I also wanted to say that the program, and you may see some of the same exercises, but the exercises may be in different orders, they may be on different days, so they do try to switch it up. Like, at least with Coach Aria, because she does traditional bodybuilding, and if you're familiar with what traditional bodybuilding is, some of the workouts may be the same, and so she sets it up where there's an A week and a B week, and so just so that you get a little bit of variety, but pretty much her workouts are the same. And so the way ladder also works is that when you get the workouts, they are videos, so it's not the actual trainer, but the voiceovers are always new during the for each week. So the Ladder app really has a lot of features that help you track your progression, help give you flexibility, and also help you with your other goals. So some of the features that I really appreciate, they have the journal, and when you're doing your workout, inside of the workout, you can go in and journal what weight you use, and that way they keep track of it. They also have a new feature. So that's another thing that I really love, is that they're always doing surveys and adding new features. So they really listen to the feedback. So they have a new feature which is called Plateau, and inside of your journal, or even when you're doing the workout, it'll tell you when you're plateauing. And so that's really big for me, because I'm focused on progressive overload, which I always talk about in my videos, which is just trying to get better over time. And that's just increasing the weight, or moving with more control, or increasing the number of reps. So inside of the workout, it will tell you you are plateauing. It will let you know you haven't increased the weight in 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks. And so that reminder it definitely keeps me accountable to make sure that I lift a little bit heavier, because sometimes we can get comfortable with a certain weight. And so we need someone like a trainer to tell us, hey, you can lift heavier, because a lot of times it's your mind not believing that you can lift heavier than you currently are lifting. And also, I mentioned earlier the flex workouts, and that just gives you the ability, if you're traveling, you can just go in and do a 30-minute workout, or if you just don't have enough time, your schedule changes for the day and you just want to do a quick workout, or if you're just tired and you only want to do 30 minutes, or a lot of times you may do a workout and it may not be enough. Like, for example, in one of the six week blocks, because like I said, the workouts change over the 6 weeks. In one of the 6 weeks, Coach Aria does on a Friday, she may do some like a flexibility day, which is just stretching. And although I definitely need to take breaks, sometimes I don't like to. And so I may do that. It's a lot of times that one's only 30 minutes. So I might do that and I'll pair with another workout. So I really love that you get that flexibility to try new coaches, and then also just do whatever workout that works for you. There's also a chat feature. So you're going to be, once you join a team, you're going to be a part of their chat. And in that chat feature, the coach, she posts videos. She may just post like a weekly video on Sunday, or she might check in during the week. If people ask questions, she may just type in the chat to answer the questions. A lot of times she'll do videos. She pops in and out of the chat. So, and then another great thing about the chat is and this is something that she encourages, you can do a form check. So if she tells you to do a particular exercise and you're not sure if you're doing it right, you can post the video of you doing the workout, And then she will respond. There are other people. There's a lot of motivation in the chat. And then also people post transformation videos. So it really, I really love the community feel of the chat. Also, in each 6 week block, there are stats. And so I guess I'm really competitive, and you really don't know anyone. You can't really tell who is. You don't see the names on the stat. It just has, different metrics, but at least you can see how you compare to other people. And one of the biggest things I pay attention to in the stats is my volume compared to everyone else, because I'm always, like I said earlier, constantly trying to figure out if I'm lifting heavy enough. So I can see where I'm at volume wise compared to other people on the team. Although everyone's going to have different goals. And then there's also the nutrition part of the app. I don't use it because like I said in one of my videos, I like to physically write down my food, but that's an option for people that want to track it within the app. And then the other thing they have is this swap feature. So even though the trainer may program a particular workout, you may not want to do it. And I don't like to suggest, hey, don't do a certain workout if you don't want to do it, because there are certain exercises that I think you need to fit into your workout. And so you may just need to push past the feeling of not wanting to do a particular exercise. But for example, I don't like doing curtsy lunges, and I don't think they're necessary. So I may swap that for a deficit reverse lunge. And I think that's fine, because to me, it's not a hip thrust that I believe is really necessary, or I've seen really big results with. So when you swap an exercise, the trainer will recommend for each swap. She has a recommendation for which alternative exercise you can do that is really close to the exercise. And so she has that. There'll be like 2 or 3 that are really close to what she has already programmed. And then there are other ones that you can do instead. And then also you may need to swap because she may program a particular equipment, and you may be doing the entire workout for the week at home. And so you may have to swap out a machine for a different exercise. And then, like I said, I really like the voiceover feature because I really like the cues. And then sometimes, Coach Aria she'll say funny things. So she just keeps you engaged, and you can play your music, and then also the voiceovers will pop in. So it's really like having a trainer right there, because they're explaining each exercise, they're giving you motivation, they're telling you when to increase your weights, they're pushing you past all of the mental things that you may have in your head going on while you're trying to lift. Who is ladder for? Honestly, I think ladder is for anyone. They have a trainer for every different style. They have Pilates, they have male trainers that do bodybuilding as well. But if you're a person that doesn't know what to do, you just need help, you're lost, you walk into the gym and you're just wondering, what should I do? Then ladder is for you. Or if you're like me, where I had an idea of what to do, but I just needed more structure and I needed someone to push me to lift heavier, then ladder is for you as well. And then if you're just someone that just wants someone else to take control of your programming and you just need a traditional trainer, then ladder is for you as well. If you want a highly individualized, customized program, then ladder is not for you. And if you don't like structure, then ladder isn't for you. And then if you're not motivated to work out, then I also don't think ladder is for you. Now, they do have badges, and they make a big deal about when you hit personal records. And I think if you are competitive, then just seeing the stats can make you motivated not to miss a workout. But if you're not motivated and you need a physical trainer to make sure you show up, then ladder definitely isn't for you. So let's talk about what I really like about ladder and what I don't like about ladder. So I really like that they do surveys often. At the end of every 6-week block, they'll do a survey, and they pay attention because there's like the nutrition feature is fairly new. So they're always adding new features. I love the plateau feature just because, like I said, I'm just trying to increase my weight. So it's just good to know when I'm plateauing. I like that they're real trainers. It's not AI. I like that the voiceovers are new every week. I love the cues because even in the cues, the trainer will tell you to increase the weight. So she's also holding you accountable. I also like that we get new workouts every week, even though on Coach Aria's programming, the workouts are pretty much the same, but she does keep things interesting because she'll tell you, well, this week we're increasing a rep. So it is the same, but she always tries to find a way to make it different. And then I also like that you can interact with the trainer in the chat. So like I said, she posts videos. You can ask her any question you want. She will go through the chat and answer your questions. Now, what I don't like is about the Ladder app is in the chat, people can tend to complain a lot, and I know sometimes people, they want other people to help them, but I guess I just generally don't like a lot of the complaining about not wanting to work out or not feeling like working out. But what you can do is you can filter in the chat, so you can just look at the coach and what she posts. And then sometimes there are connection issues with trying to connect to your watch. So sometimes I might have to try to connect to my watch 2 or 3 times, which can be frustrating when I'm low on time in the morning, which is when I work out. So is ladder worth it? For me, I would say yes, but it's not for everybody. If you appreciate structure with a little bit of flexibility, and you thrive on community competition with leaderboard accountability, then ladder is worth it. So I promised I would share how I got ladder for less than the regular price. So I initially signed up for $30 a month, and after my first month, ladder sent me a message offering me the pro annual membership for $120, and I took it because I definitely thought it was worth it. Now, I can't promise that ladder will offer you the same membership deal, but it's worth trying and seeing. If this review was helpful, please give this video a like. And if you're ready to stop the yo-yo dieting cycle, make sure you subscribe for more fitness and mindset content. And let me know in the comments, are you thinking about trying ladder? I'd love to know what you think.
Elevated back squats. You can swap this out for any of the variations you have been doing up till now. And this is week 5. I want us to really make sure as we're progressing weights and reps, we are still focused on tempo and execution. So I'm slowing down the tempo here. 3 seconds.